viewer. This is Health Now Show, your health friend. As we have always said on this show is about sensitizing you, creating awareness, sharing information on various issues in our communities, in our families, at our workplaces, and any other social setting that we may encounter. And one thing that I'm very excited about today is the person or the personality that we are going to talk about. This is a person that is in our community. And sometimes there are various things, various conflicts, various misunderstandings that come because of this personality. Our topic today is the narcissist personality. Who is this person? Who is this narcissist? How does he or she look like? What does she or he do in our homes, in any interactions that we have? And this is a person that, as we are going to go on with our show, you will get to see. Probably you are interacting with this person at our place, at our home, at your workplace, but you've never known what kind of a person this is. Many marriages probably have been affected. Many workplaces, you may be having a boss who is a narcissist or something like that. And this episode is going to be dedicated on sharing information so that you can see who this is and we'll know from our guest today what we can do after knowing who the person is. And at this point, I would also want to welcome all our viewers who are all over the world and also in Kenya, that this is a show that really looks into matters health. We bring professionals, medical professionals, mental health professionals to come and share with us. And you are all welcome. And as we go along, you may have a question. You may have seen a narcissist in your family or at your workplace, and you'd like to ask a question or share your experience. Kindly go to our Facebook, Health Now Show, or our YouTube channel, Health Now Show, and we'll be able to respond to you and we'll be able to assist you further. And without much ado, I would want to welcome our guest today. She is a friend, a long time friend, also a professional. I will allow her to introduce herself and then we can continue with this very important episode that is going to help all of us. Karibu sana.
Asante sana, Jean.
Kindly introduce yourself to our viewers.
Our viewers, thank you for being with us this day. Rachel Ngige, a sociologist, a mother. I've worked for many years. I've interacted with many people, and among them, I've come across narcissistic personalities. So I think it's good for us to discuss that today because it will be very helpful on how to deal with them.
Asante sana.
Thank you.
Now, once again, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Let us start on this and ask ourselves, who is this narcissist personality? Or who is this narcissist?
A narcissist person
Yes.
is just a human being like you and me, but they stand out because of their character and the way they relate with other people, the way they behave. A narcissist starts out because they are so self-centered. Wasomi, they call it grandiosity. They have a lot of it. A sense of being very self-centered. Everything is just centered on them. They disregard other people around them. Yes.
Okay. So the most important thing at that point is their self-centeredness.
Yes.
Okay.
They are always right. They want everything to work for themselves. And they look at every issue of life from that self-centeredness. So at one time or another, you may wonder why they are not responding to your issues, but whatever help they may offer you, it will be because they want something from it. They will be feeding the self-centeredness or their grandiosity. Yes.
Okay. Now, where do we find them?
They are in our homes. They could be our siblings. They could be our workmates. And sometimes even in our homes, they could be our partners, our marriage partners,
Yes.
a wife, a husband, or a sister or a brother, because they are just human beings. It's only that they behave in a very centralized manner to themselves. Yes.
And now, when you are talking about they're in our homes,
Yes.
what are some of the things that really tell us that this person is a narcissist personality, has a narcissist personality?
One thing that stands out for a narcissistic person,
Yes.
they do not have a sense of, what would I call it? A sense of, they do not have feelings for others. Even when you are suffering, what they center into is they themselves. So they will not have empathy for you. They will not feel with you. They, for instance, if it's a sibling, you could be going through a very tough time in life and you expect empathy from your sibling, a brother or a sister. You expect to be comforted. You expect to be understood and to be felt, for that matter. For a narcissistic personality, they will not, they have no capacity to feel with you.
Is it by design or it is?
Scholars say, from the studies that I have come across, scholars say narcissism could come from, could be genetic, where now it's biological. There is a part of brain in us, in every human being, that enables us to be empathetic, to feel with others. But when they live among us, that part of brain does not function that way for them. So they have no that empathy. Even if they wanted to pretend, it wouldn't come out, because that part of brain is not as effective as to a common person. The studies say majority of narcissistic persons are not born with it. They acquire as they grow. They acquire as they grow due to many, many reasons. It could be that a child was neglected when they were small, and as a result of that, they tend to centralize on themselves. It could be that they inherited some competitive behavior from their parents. So narcissistic personalities are very, very competitive, especially at workplace. And even in homes. If it's a partner, they will not be happy when the other partner progresses. Instead, they will look at it with competition and jealousy.
I'm looking at you, Rachel.
Yes, that is true, Jane. Yeah. So they will always want to stand in a place where they feel what you have is what they should own. If you got a promotion, it is them who ought to have gotten. If you're doing well at workplace, it's them who ought to get the credit.
But this you're saying is a partner.
For example, now when you are,
even
if it is a partner, you get a promotion at work. You come and share with the partner, expecting that they will be happy with you. And celebrate, this is something for the family. Instead of them appreciating, they will feel some jealous inside. Because they feel you shouldn't stand out. It is them who should. So they will feel they might come up with issues like there is something you must have done at your workplace for you to be given the promotion, which is now offensive because you are reporting something good.
Yeah.
But they will always look for a reason to bring you down. Yeah. If you got, say you managed to buy a plot somewhere, they could even blame you without any evidence that you are having some other relationship somewhere. That's why you are getting finances to do ABCD. So that is how they can be destructive, especially at a home setup. Yeah.
Wow. What about now, even in the workplace?
At workplace, if your teammate is a narcissistic person, unless you are aware, they will always want to pass the tough work to you to do. But when you do and get or you succeed in it, they want to own the success.
They want to be credited.
They are the ones to be credited. They will not take a failure. If you fail, they disown the group. So teamwork becomes really difficult with a narcissistic personality. Yeah.
Way. So you've talked about the self-centeredness.
Yes.
Any other way of of behavior of this person?
This person does not accept criticism. You know, Jane, in our lives, we live and we all have successes and shortcomings. If you corrected me for doing something as your friend, before I respond to your comment, I should do some inside search and see how true your comment is.
Yes.
But now for a narcissistic person, anything that comes in form of criticism is taken with some aggressiveness. They have no capacity to own failure, to own criticism. To them, there is no positive criticism and negative criticism, which, you know, for a normal person, criticism should give you time to adjust your behavior, to have some insight and search yourself where you went wrong. But now for this person, because there is that character in them wanting to stand out as the best. And in most cases, they stand out as very confident people.
Oh.
If they came in for some interview somewhere, first impression is very standing out.
Okay.
They stand out as people who are confident and people who know what they are doing. And so even in workplaces, you find them standing chances of moving faster up the ladder for promotion because of the way they know how to manipulate people. Maybe at this point I should mention one other important characteristic of this personality is the ability to manipulate. They will manipulate a friend, manipulate a partner, manipulate a workmate, and that feeds them a lot. Yeah.
So would you probably help our viewer into some of those areas, some of those examples of manipulation in different places, so that, because I believe this is what the viewer may be interested in, to see what are some of these areas of manipulation that my boss, my spouse, my sibling uses to manipulate me.
Maybe I start with a workplace setup.
Yes.
At workplace, a narcissistic person will want to stand out as very experienced. So even when you are given like a responsibility as a team, they have a way of avoiding direct responsibility they will make sure that the other team members do the work. And they want to impress the boss as people who have capacity, especially if they came from outside, from another, maybe another organization or another setup. They will talk of themselves a lot. They want to show how they stand out, how they have been doing well. So when now they take, and they always are busybodies, they will make themselves busy such that they will not be available for this specific responsibility that they've been given. But once the task has been done and it's a success, the service grab it and go on own it.
And probably even report to their other senior officers that I am the one who did it.
They will start out as team leaders.
Oh.
They want to start out as team leaders because this is what now, using these other people, is what fuels them up the ladder. Yeah.
Wow.
The manipulative nature of a narcissistic person can be manifested in different levels in our communities.
Yes.
In our homes, in our churches, even in the small fellowships that we attend. We could at one time or another have these persons among us.
Yeah.
And sometimes the way they behave, we may leave feeling like we are not understanding them, they are commanding, they are too demanding on us, they are not appreciating any work we do. A narcissistic person finds it very difficult to appreciate you, especially straight on, like, well done, you have really done good. They really strain to do that.
You mean those words rarely come from their mouth?
They could, but how sincere they are is always questionable. Because their nature is because of need for admiration and to be acknowledged and to be the ones who are achieving. They concentrate on themselves too much. They find themselves not wanting to appreciate other people. And if you are dealing, say, it's a business partner or a person you are relating with at fellowship level, you could find that they are always giving you responsibilities, but they themselves will not want to do a thing. We said, as we discussed about workplace, we said teamwork is just wholly delegated, but they want to own the leadership. It's no different when we come to small groups like fellowship or in business. Woe unto you if you are having a narcissistic person as a business partner, because you have to do the work and you will not be appreciated. And they talk so much about themselves and their talents and their successes, such that that time for having you appreciated or giving you space to express yourself is minimal. And at the times, you may find that if it's at family level, relationship that thrives at family level depends on communication.
Yeah.
And it's very unfortunate that for a narcissistic person, communication is not workable. Because of their character, anytime that you are kind of communicating, communication is two-way. You tell me something and I respond. I listen to you and respond. For a narcissistic person, anytime that you could point something negative, they will take it as criticism. So what they will do is either to shut up the communication, break it, or if they happen to be introgated into themselves, or these quiet people, they'll just walk out of you without. So they are poor in communication. If it is something to do with the where you expect take and give, they will want to rubbish whatever you contribute. Instead of appreciating what you are putting on the table, they will demean it, belittle you. So it's a characteristic that will keep making you feel like you are not worth, like you are not producing much, like you do not meet the standards or their standards. And this could be very negative, especially for a relationship at family level. Because if one partner is a narcissistic person,
Yeah.
the other partner will always be feeling demeaned, belittled. Whatever their contribution they make is demeaned. And so what that could really affect their self-esteem and lower it.
True.
The best you can do for yourself if you realize you are dealing with such a person and you are aware is to ascertain yourself and kind of evaluate your self-worth. When you evaluate your self-worth, you will remain now kind of grounded. You know, this is what I'm able to do. If it is, I'll give an example for a wife in the house.
Yeah.
If you find yourself, you are always on the wrong, and you feel that you've been doing your best, you could be dealing with a narcissistic partner. And the only way to survive is to know your limits and believe in yourself. What you believe is good for you, do it.
Okay.
We say you need to be assertive.
All right.
You need to assert yourself.
Yes.
You need to stand your ground, and you need to set some boundaries and limits. Because if you don't, you will be drained along the way. Yeah.
I'm hearing you, and I'm even seeing that you're sharing some management. How can we manage this?
Yes.
I'm sure we'll come to it in a deeper way.
Okay.
But at this point, I will probably request if you have any other characteristic of this person.
This person lives in fantasy. Fantasy, it means, I mean to say, they fantasize things, the world per se. A person would always look, maybe I give an example to me to say what I mean.
Yes.
If a sister or a brother has put up maybe a building, and this personality is not able to do the same, they will attribute that to something. They will say if the brother had not borrowed a loan, they wouldn't manage to do that. While they themselves, there is nothing that is keeping them from getting a loan. They will fantasize how they will do something better than the other person.
Like they want to outdo this person.
Yes, they always want to outdo. They will always want to go beyond the successes of other people. And they will not acknowledge that the other person is doing better. They will not. At family level, if one is dealing with a narcissistic person, even the sickness of a child can be a point of blame to the other partner.
Kindly explain.
Say a couple has children, and one is sickly.
Okay.
A narcissistic personality or a partner, say for example, allow me to use a husband, will blame the mother for the sickness of the child, where the mother has not done anything to contribute to the sickness. They could say many things like, it's the way you've been feeding the child, is the way you have not enough time for the child. And so the partner could always leave blaming themselves for whenever the child is sick. But you see, as long as that pattern remains, the narcissistic person is feeding their ego from that. yet they are suffering the same problem because the child belongs to both of them. But instead of the partner now even sympathizing with the mother because maybe it's the mother who is not having time to sleep where the child cries, the narcissistic partner will blame the mother. And it becomes, it could really erode the other partner in a negative manner. And before you understand what is happening, you might find even the mother getting ill alongside the child. So there is a lot of need for us to want to understand and to know who we are dealing with and acknowledge, because sometimes you may see that a partner is behaving in some way and you see this is not normal, this is abnormal, but you lack the ability to acknowledge. Healing starts when you get to acknowledge.
True.
Because it's from there that you know how to handle it. Yeah.
Rachel, sitting here and listening to you, I'm hearing you talk about blame quite a lot.
Yeah.
From this person. Is there something that you'd add on the issue of blame? Because I'm hearing you picking it and, sharing.
The blame starts out and maybe is the main thing that works negatively, especially at family level. Because for a person who is just caught into a situation where they do not know how the partner was, and for a narcissistic person, the starting years are just very wonderful. This person is very charming. A narcissistic person can be very charming, the beginning years. Charming and starting out with a lot of love bombs. Flowers, yeah. They really start out.
Yeah.
That is how they attract the other partner. So when things change all of a sudden, one can easily sink.
Would that be a bait for somebody, probably, so that you can get in, so to say, the way we usually say, you enter into a box, something like that?
It could be,
Yeah.
but rarely do you interpret it that way. It is such beautiful beginning. You could even be taken for honeymoon in a very, in a fancy place, and to you, the deal is done. Later on, the character comes out. And now when they come out, you are taken at loss. It takes a bit of time for you to understand what is happening.
Now I'm hearing you like you're talking to the young people, and probably those that are planning to get married. And I'm hearing that this person is so charming, can either be the man or the lady. So, and I'm asking myself, where would the place of such information getting to the young people, especially when they are planning to get married?
Jane, I think from where I start,
yes,
I would wish that every young person,
yes,
either a man or a young lady,
yes,
they get premarital counseling and get exposure to such personalities, so that at least they have that self-awareness at the back of their minds.
yeah,
And when now these things come out,
yeah,
it could trigger their minds to think or to be prepared.
yeah,
If such happens, what would they do?
yeah.
And also, information is power. Study about the personalities. Because when it hits you at that ignorant point,
Yeah.
you are very disadvantaged.
Yes.
But if you would come across it when you have awareness and you have capacity to know how to go about it, then you can survive.
You can survive.
You can. Because all you need to know is how to handle the person, what fuels the person.
Yeah.
From observation, you even know what do I do to fuel the person, and what do I do to kind of tame, tame in quotes. You can tame the personality.
So
there are ways that you can use to tame the personality.
True.
Yeah.
Sorry for that interruption. And I'm just asking myself, so it is important for, let's say, young people that are relating and to see that this is a kind of a camouflage or even kind of a cosmetic me that is coming to have a relationship with you or to start a relationship with you, or even in a workplace, this new person that comes. It's more of like, not me, not the real me, because I'm presenting it to achieve something.
I don't think that a narcissistic person pretends knowingly.
Okay, okay.
But that is me. I do think that this is something in them, in their system, and they mean well, but they do not know how to go about it.
Yes.
But for them now to continue with their life, get into relationships, get in families, start families and run families,
Yes.
They naturally find themselves camouflaging.
Yes.
And because of that, their ability to manipulate, it's very easy for them to get their prey. Yeah.
Okay. So we are still on the characteristics. Huh?
Yeah.
But the way I'm seeing is that we cannot finish on this episode here. We'll do part 2. We'll do part 2. And part 2, Rachel is going to continue with the characteristics, and then she will tell us the next step, what we are going to do. But this is the first part of narcissist person and the characteristics and who they are, and then we will go to part 2, and that will be her telling us what we need, continuing with the characteristics, and then, as I said, we move on to the next step. And for now, kwaheri.